9th of 2024, a wastewater tank inside the Santa Anita factory exploded, flooding the streets with murky water. The wave tore through the outer wall and spilled onto the street. It pushed parked cars out of the way and sent those nearby running for their lives. This driver had to slam on their brakes when another skidding car snapped a tree in half. According to witnesses inside the factory, the explosion occurred in a water tank used to clean potatoes. It's unclear how much water was inside when it exploded, but locals reported being up to their ankles in starchy potato water. Sadly, 3 people lost their lives and 2 more were injured during the explosion. One of them, Wilmer Martinez, suffered a broken leg and claims that PepsiCo has yet to compensate them for the accident. Despite being an American company, the deadly PepsiCo explosion didn't receive much coverage outside of Peru. As for what caused the blast, some reports point to extreme pressure inside the water tank. Others go as far as suggesting foul play. Was it an accident or an inside potato job? We'll let you be the judge. The phrase wet charge doesn't mean anything to the average person. For foundry workers, it's one of the worst things that can happen while on the job. Take a look at this clip from January of 2013. We'll explain what's happening on the other side. Foundry furnaces are always burning. They're so hot that water instantly turns into steam when it gets close enough. Wet charges occur when scrap metal is left out in the rain or snow. Although it might look dry afterward, water particles have likely made their way inside the tiny cracks and crevices. When that steel falls into the furnace, the particles expand to roughly 1,600 times their original volume. Multiply that by a few 100,000, and you're looking at a violent and potentially deadly explosion. With all that in mind, let's watch this one again. Time you roll your eyes at a workplace safety meeting. Remember this clip from Samut Pran, Thailand. A warehouse worker uses his overhead crane system to move 3 multi-tonon rolls of steel. You might be waiting for the pulley to break or a wire to snap, but we can assure you that the overhead rig is safe and up to code. It's the rolls on the ground that are about to give our worker a problem. While attempting to rig one of them, the 3-tonon roll tips over and crushes the worker's legs, pinning him to the concrete. To make matters worse, his head is currently resting under 9,000 more kilograms of steel. He wiggles around and screams for help. Thankfully, some nearby workers hear him and immediately rush to aid. They move the hovering steel out of the way before it becomes a bigger problem. Then, they turn their attention toward lifting the roll off their friend and pulling him to safety. After what must have felt like the longest minute of his life, the man is finally freed and appears to pass out from shock. Thankfully, emergency workers arrived moments later and were able to stabilize his body before transporting him to the nearest hospital where he was treated for 2 broken legs. It's unclear what caused the steel roll to tip over. All we know is that the real villain in the story is the guy in the back who Joe opens on 2 men arguing over how to properly stack reams of foam. The men part and one walks toward the camera as sinister thoughts race through his mind. He struts over to the foam with a sneaky hand in his pocket. You can tell by his posture that he's up to no good. He uses a lighter to set the foam ablaze, not knowing that it's still covered in highly explosive butane. Our worker immediately regrets his decision as the foam goes up in flames.